Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. This is the place to go for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. In this video, I will be speaking about BTC USD. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be speaking about the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is what the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators are doing in the market, which are hedge funds, so the big players in the market. And then we will also check what is going on by looking at the exchange reserves, so essentially the on-chain data. And by the end of the video, by using the combination of these different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here on this pair. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we have to identify, first of all, is the cycles that this market has been going through. In fact, what we can notice is that the level that the market just tested and is currently rejecting to the upside is exactly the previous cycle high. From here, all the previous bear market was developed. Here, we had the halving, the market entered into a bull market. Then we had the creation of this bear market, which in my opinion ended exactly here with the test of the previous cycle high. And I do not expect the market to go lower than this level. However, at the same time, I do not expect the market to create new all-time highs before 2024. Only after 2024 in the next halving, only at that point expect the market here to create new potential all-time highs. If we drop down a little bit more on the most recent price action, what we can see is that the market is currently rejecting to the upside previous monthly resistance from which this move to the downside was created, which is now turned support. As the market is testing previous resistance turned support, we could expect more potential bullish price action to be created away from this zone. Going down on the weekly time frame, the price action is extremely clear. In fact, what we can see is that we had a very clear impulse to the upside followed by this correction, and currently we're getting the continuation higher. Now, in general, if you have an impulse and you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg. And if we do that, we can see how the zone that the market tested is exactly the area in between the 50% and 0.618 Fibonacci retracements, which was also this previous weekly resistance from which these two moves to the downside were created, which is now turned support after the market broke it to the upside. So the area that the market just tested and rejected to the upside very aggressively is quite strong confluence of support. Going down on the daily time frame, what do we have now here on the daily? Since the market was in fact testing this confluence of support, I did make a breakdown of BTC USD a few days ago after this impulse and correction, explaining all the reasons for which we could expect this move to the upside, which the market in fact just gave us. And by the way, I will link in description that previous analysis so you can go and check it out for more free education. Now, before we continue here with analysis from a daily perspective by looking at the technicals, let's first go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders. So what hedge funds and institutions are doing in this market. Now, if we look at the data for the BTC, what we can see is that with the last reports, net positions were increased quite a lot. We went from having minus 1.1k net positions, so essentially having more shorts than longs on the institutional side of the market with 13.3k shorts compared to only 12k longs, all the way up to now having the opposite situation. So we have more longs than shorts from an institutional perspective on Bitcoin with 10,000 longs compared to 9.3k shorts. So overall, institutions are currently moving to the bullish side for BTC USD. So they also believe that the crypto bear market is currently over. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the on-chain data, the important metric that I want to speak about is the exchange reserves. Now, this shows the amount of Bitcoins on exchanges. The black line is the price, the purple line is the amount of Bitcoins on exchanges. As the price was first dropping and then recovering, the purple line, so the amount of Bitcoins on exchanges, has only been dropping over and over again. which at the moment we can see has now created a new low, lower than this previous low. This shows that a huge amount of Bitcoins are getting bought and moved away from exchanges in cold storage. Now, this creates massive illiquidity so that if demand gets increased or if the amount of Bitcoins emitted into circulation gets cut in half, which is exactly what will happen with the next halving, at that point, price should increase to accommodate for this new demand. So moving back to the technical side of the market, since we just had the creation of this impulse, we have to identify structure in this impulse. And to do that is very simple because we can see that there is only one candle of a different color, showing how this red candle is previous resistance, which at the moment, since the market has broken it to the upside, is turned support. Now, if the market will complete this impulse and then go for a retest of this red candle, this will be previous resistance now turned support and demand. So from here, there is the possibility to see more institutional longing since, as we have just seen, by looking at the commitment of traders, institutions have been moving to the bullish side for this pair. So there is the possibility to see more institutional longing inside of the zone. So if we will have this impulse and correction, how we could be approaching a potential move higher. Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily, combined with the COT data and the on-chain data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing, potentially also with students, is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we would have to an intraday bullish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, at that point, we could be looking for a potential move higher for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you don't know what I'm speaking about when I say valid entries and these kind of things, you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website. Here, you have the possibility to gain access to my entire courses with all the rules of the strategies. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring, the VIP market breakdowns with the Telegram signals, the COT data software, which is precisely the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. And if you scroll lower here, past the testimonials, you will see that at the moment there is a massive special promotion in which you have a huge discount on the price of the mentorship program from $497 all the way down to only $97. And as an option, since I have partnered with the forex broker Blueberry Markets, if after you joined the mentorship program, you open an account with them, you can get a full refund credited back into your trading account if essentially you move your trading there. And if you scroll lower, you will see that at the moment there is still time to join before the offer expires and price goes back to normal. And directly from here, there is the button to join in order to gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the checkout process. So definitely looking forward to have you on board, and at least go and check it out at transparentfxtrading.com. The link is also in the description. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. And I will see you in my next breakdown.